What's up, everyone? In this video, you will watch a long and natural conversation between my friend Luke and I. Luke is another Canadian like me who has lived in Hanoi for quite a while, and he's also a rapper. So you can check out his music in the description below. But anyway, the conversation begins with us talking about how we feel to be on camera, like me right now. And then we'll talk about many other things, but it is completely natural. I think you guys will learn a lot of useful phrases and useful words. I hope you enjoy the video. Here it is. I don't know about you, but do you often get the feeling like when you're in front of the camera that you have to kind of perform?
Yeah, I guess that's only natural, right? Like immediately it's becomes unnatural to do something that you've maybe done 100 times. Like that's why acting is so hard, but people look at acting and like it doesn't look hard. Like, right. Oh, he's just talking to this person. I talk to people all day long. But as soon as it's like lights, camera, action, talk naturally.
Exactly.
As soon as it's like being natural on command, immediately makes it unnatural, and it's so hard for people to do.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting story. You know Good Will Hunting, the movie?
I've heard of it, but I've never actually seen it.
Same. It's apparently it's like a classic that it's like a must watch. But so the story behind that movie is Matt Damon and Ben Affleck apparently wrote the script, and this was before they were super famous.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and they like wrote the script themselves because they weren't getting many chances to like have a big role, and like they would audition, but maybe it wouldn't work out. And so they were like, let's just make our own movie and do our own acting, right? And so they wrote this
So they
script.
would be perfect for the role because they wrote it for themselves.
Right, yeah. Right, exactly. And so they wrote it. Apparently it got rejected a bunch of times, but then it was eventually accepted by the infamous Harvey Weinstein.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. So yeah, he accepted it, and I'm pretty sure that was like the breakout movie for those two actors.
Oh yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah. So it's an interesting story, and
but you haven't seen it.
Haven't seen it, but heard about it.
Heard it's good.
I think the story is pretty like inspiring. Yeah, how those people can go from pretty much being unknown,
yeah,
and then writing their own movie that is good. Of course, I guess it has to be good, and then. Now we all know who they are.
Yeah. Overnight success doesn't happen overnight.
Right. Right? From the outside.
Overnight success happens after years of trying to make the overnight success happen.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like people think, because that's all they see. So it's like some sort of bias. I forget what you call it. Like a survivorship bias or something.
Yeah. I guess some people get luckier with it. You know, some artists will break out after not being, not trying to make it for so long. Some people try for 15 years and then finally they've made it as a successful musician or something. Some happens way sooner than that.
Right.
But usually regardless, it's like they've been trying for a long time. It doesn't just like, wasn't their first try, like made one song and like blew up or whatever.
Right. 100%.
So, usually the case. It's great seeing people like 35 years old, 40 years old that just kind of break through. And you know that's some dedication, bro. Like to be a rapper who's trying to make it, for example, for like your whole life. Yeah. So many people would give up before they're 40 and then
definitely
finally break through. Like that's pretty awesome.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure another example of that is J.K. Rowling with her book, Harry Potter. I forget how old she was when she wrote the first Harry Potter. I could be wrong about this, but I'm pretty sure she was in her, I guess, 30s. But nowadays, 30 is kind of the new 20. Like,
yeah, it's not that old.
Yeah, it's like, not.
We're like that old, bro.
I know.
Damn, what have I been doing with my life, man?
Yeah, no, well, I think she was like in her mid 30s, and when she wrote Harry Potter and it got rejected, there's always those stories, right?
Yeah, there's a big list of the people who have been rejected so many times, and now they're super successful, like Oprah.
Yeah.
And other people.
Right? And then those fake stories where it's like, he failed science in grade 6. He was told by his teachers he would never be anything.
Yeah.
That man was Albert Einstein. It's like, was it though? Was it really?
Did they say that?
Yeah.
Were you there? Yeah.
Same thing. Like he was kicked off his school basketball team. He was shorter than all the other kids.
Twisted his ankle on a Tuesday in 4th grade.
Doctors told him he would never walk again.
No.
Michael Jordan.
Yeah, right.
So, but yeah, they're like, it definitely, I believe it really is never too late
For sure.
do whatever.
I think it's just a mindset, you know. As soon as you give up, it's too late.
Exactly.
But like, just don't give up, man.
Right?
You haven't failed until you quit, really. Like, it just happens with so many things. Like, a good analogy I thought of the other day is when it comes to filmmaking. As a videographer, we take many takes of the same thing. And it never, sometimes, but it's almost never the perfect take on the first take.
Right.
It's just how it is. You do a take, it's bad in a few different ways. You adjust it, you know, take 2, take 3, take 4, and then maybe it's 10 takes, maybe it's 20, and you've got it.
Yeah.
But in life, if you take one take and then say, "Oh, I can't do this," then you just give up. It's like you just made yourself fail.
Yeah.
You just keep adjusting until you get to where you want to go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That is a good analogy, I think. Yeah, it definitely applies to pretty much everything. And
Right.
as long as you can do something, make the mistake, acknowledge your mistake, right?
Yeah,
Because I feel like
learning from it.
yeah, you have to learn from it. That definitely is important. Some people will kind of keep doing the same thing over and over, keep failing over and over, and blame like the universe. And
not ask why, not see how they can improve or adapt to the changing environment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess I could even have my own story for that. So I don't know if I ever sent you my YouTube videos where I tell a true story, like of kind of like a dark story.
I vaguely remember. I think you did. I kind of remember something like that. Were they like crime?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So there was this channel called Mr. Ballin that really inspired me to make those videos. And I pretty much took his format and made it for learning English. Yeah. So I made this channel where I told true stories that I thought were really interesting. And I could even still post them to my channel, see if people like it. But at first, these videos took me like 40, 50 hours to make, just through writing the script, editing, filming, all that stuff. I'm sure you know. And then, yeah, I got like not many views. And I did that 3 times, and all 3 of them kind of failed. And I assumed people just didn't want to watch those types of stories. But I'm thinking I might re-upload them to my channel now that there's more of an audience and see if they're interested in that.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think if you find anything interesting or entertaining, there are many people that also do.
Right.
It just can be a challenge to get those people to see it.
Right.
On the internet, social media. So it can be discouraging if it doesn't get a lot of views, but it doesn't mean it's bad.
Yeah.
It just means you haven't like cracked the code, or it could just be unlucky.
Yeah.
But usually it just means you got to just keep going. And that's why you got to be doing something that you like, that you're not doing like for the views.
Yeah.
Because as soon as it doesn't get views, it's like, oh, well then why am I doing this at all?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But if you do something you enjoy at its root and you're passionate about it, that can give you the motivation to keep going until it does become successful or reach, lots of people.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Because making videos is a lot of work.
Oh yeah.
I feel like people don't really understand how much work goes into making videos.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Right.
Lots of people don't understand that.
Until you make one.
Yeah.
It's like, I never knew how much work it took until I made the first one. I'm sure the same for you.
Exactly. Yeah. You watch movies and you don't even think about it.
Yeah.
A 3-hour movie that has $500,000 production.
Yeah.
and you don't even think about it, really, the work that goes into it.
Yeah.
Until you do, or until you have experience that shows you insight to how they actually did that, and how many countless hours and how many people needed to pull that off.
Right.
And I guess it's a curse sometimes, because I can't fully immerse myself in a movie as often, because I'm thinking about how it was filmed, or oh, that was good acting, like why did the director choose this angle, or like, you know what I mean, something like that. Yeah. I'm reminded that it is a movie, and good movies are supposed to immerse you in the story, not show you that they are a movie.
True.
Yeah.
No. Because some comments on my channel will be like, "Oh, make a new video every day, please." I'm like, dude, this is like, I would if I could.
Yeah.
But like, in order to make quality videos, it takes time and it takes thought. And sometimes the video I put out, like you said, that's literally the 7th time I filmed that video, because the other few times I filmed it, I didn't like it. I didn't like the energy, or I messed up on something that was hard to fix, or the audio went wrong, or whatever, right? There's countless things.
They see a 3-minute video and think it takes 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
In the filmmaking industry as well, there's clients that they just don't know. We don't blame them, but hey, can you come and make a quick video for us? We just need like a 2-minute video. So you come in, film for like 2 minutes, good to go. Yeah. We're like, no, not good to go at all. Takes 30 minutes to set up the camera for one scene, countless editing, countless color grading hours, sound design. And if you're doing something that you want to be proud of, you have a different criteria than your audience, right?
Yeah.
You probably, those 7 videos that you didn't post, if you did post them, they probably wouldn't be complaining. Your audience probably wouldn't be complaining about the things that bothered you, because it's of you.
True.
I think that's kind of human.
Yeah.
To look at yourself in a different judgmental perspective.
We are our own worst critic.
Is that the spotlight effect? Or is that something to do with the spotlight effect, where I guess it's kind of different. The spotlight effect is you always think people are thinking about you more than they are. Right. Like if you get a haircut and you walk down the street, you feel like, oh wow, I'm so different right now. My haircut is like, everybody could notice it, but they don't at all.
Right.
They're all thinking about themselves, right?
Exactly.
You get a new pair of shoes and you like feel different. You're like, oh my shoe, like people are going to see my shoes.
They're glowing now.
Yeah, you feel different, and you're so super conscious about that.
Yeah.
But nobody else is at all. Like they just see a dude.
Right.
Have no idea.
Wearing shoes.
Yeah. Right. Exactly. So the same thing for if you make mistakes and stuff. Yeah. People aren't like, oh, he made a mistake.
True.
I mean, sometimes they do.
Sometimes.
And on the internet, people do like to point out mistakes.
Right.
But I guess as a little tangent away from the point that I was trying to say originally, which was that you have a higher standard you have a high standard for what you want to put out, and that's good, right? So it takes longer to achieve that than just press record and edit it and get it out there. You want your audience to know that you do care about the content that you're putting out. You're not just churning out, oh, this video did well, I need to make more. Yeah. You want to still keep them good.
Yeah. 100%. 100%. Like, if I released everything that I ever made, I feel like, there would be more content, but there would also be maybe it wouldn't be a difference. Maybe people would have still enjoyed it, but I wouldn't have felt the same about it. And I'm sure, it's the same for you. Like you have to feel good about something you're putting out when it's got your name on it, maybe your face on it. And I think it's just natural as humans.
To some extent.
Right.
To some extent, because if you are so particular about what you do put out that you don't put out anything, then it's just hurting you.
Yes.
And at that point, you need to get it out. That's kind of been my approach to making music. I like to not think at all about the music that I'm making. and just let it happen and put it out. And then later I kind of look back on it and go, well, how could I have made this better? Or did I like what I did in this song? Because I found myself getting in these periods of time where I really think about what I want to do with this song, and I overthink it. And I'm thinking, oh, people are going to like if I do this. People are going to like if I do this. I got to do that. And I'm creating from a space of for them.
Right.
Like, what's going to get people to look at this or listen to this the most?
Right.
And then it just ends up not being a good song that I'm proud of in the end.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
It does totally make sense. I feel like for artistic things, it makes even more sense because art, like music, for example, is, and art, I'm pretty sure by definition is subjective, right?
For
and
sure.
like be able to be interpreted differently by different people. So definitely for art, yeah. And I guess it's also the purpose that you're making it for, because it can easily start to become, it's like the reason you started and the reason you were so passionate about it is one thing, right? And then it can start to become more like a chore or like work.
Yeah.
And it's like you don't enjoy it anymore because you're thinking only about what would people want as opposed to like what you want to make.
Right.
And then there's the difficulty because, well, at the same time, you want people to listen to it, right?
Exactly. That's the struggle. Yeah. Right.
So it's like how to find that line of what people want and what you want to make. That is super difficult.
Exactly. It's not so black and white. Yeah. Bottom line is you got to take action.
Yeah.
Do stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have your guidelines and your criteria. Make it better. Don't release it and then make it better and then release it to some extent.
Yeah. I'd say like, yeah. And for many people, whoever is listening to this and like, if they are creating something, I would say personally, create whatever you're doing. Doesn't need to be perfect, but try every time you make something new, try to improve it in just one way more than before. Like improve one thing about it.
That's why I think it's important to take the action or complete the video or song and get it out and then look back on it and like use that as the foundation to make the next one a little bit better. Like you said,
yeah, exactly.
Instead of like trying to make the first one perfect before you put it out, that will hinder you because the more times you do it, the better it'll get instead of trying to get it the best possible thing you've ever made on the first try. Just like make one. Like that's just how it works for many things. I'm sure anybody in the creative space would agree. Like just do the thing and learn from the thing and then do it more and do it better.
Exactly. Yeah, I think it really applies for everything, for even learning an instrument, for sports, for whatnot. And also like, and I had this issue with the kind of perfectionist mindset, and it made it so when I had to film, I would be anxious because now it's like
all the
time
pressure.
to film, can't make a single mistake, right? So
Right.
I think it's really important that people just enjoy the process. Enjoy the process.
Exactly.
And honestly, like I feel like your subconscious learns things too, even if you don't consciously think about a mistake or think about improving something. I feel like subconsciously we just get better at things
by doing it.
Just by doing it.
For sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I hope the cat doesn't pull out any cords here. You see, he's rubbing.
He just might rip the whole camera down.
Thee, come here, buddy. Come get in the camera. People probably want to see you. Come here. God, you are just so cute. Come here. Yes. Oh, he's going to take his time, I think.
No, I'd rather scratch the couch.
Yeah, scratch the couch and then walk in the opposite direction. Thanks, D. So yeah, Luke, you're moving, right?
I'm moving. Yeah. It's so far away. It's not far away at all.
Where are you now?
It's actually the closest distance I have ever moved from A to B.
Yeah.
literally one alley over.
Nice.
Like,
how did you find that new apartment?
A friend of ours is a real estate. Nghỉ.
Oh, the one
Jesse's
I met.
friend. Yeah, she was at the World Trip of Media launch party. That's where you met her. She's a real estate agent. She knows that we've been kind of looking for a new place. Not really in a rush to move, just kind of keeping our eyes open for some options. And that one's a 2-bedroom, which I've always wanted to make. I've always wanted a 2-bedroom so that I have one room to dedicate to making music as a studio. Right now, I just have a 1-bedroom. And anyway, so she found this option, sent us some pictures. Me and my wife said, "Oh, that looks pretty good. Let's go see it." And then Nee said, "It's right near your house. You can just walk." I'm like, "Okay." And then as soon as I walked out of my gate and, a few steps down the lane, and I turned left and there she is. She's like, "Hey, it's right here." Walk a few more steps into the next lane and it's right there. So
nice.
I think it'd be funny if I rented a truck to pick me up and pack all the stuff in there and drive like 5 feet and be like, "Thank you," and unload the stuff there.
We're here now.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're still in the area that you're familiar with.
Yeah.
You still know, And now you got an extra bedroom. Well, this one will have a living room and 2 bedrooms, right?
Yeah.
So 1 bedroom you will use to sleep, and the other one
the sleeping room
will be like your studio recording room.
Yeah.
How do you plan to like, because right now you record in a closet, right?
Yeah, I'll probably probably still actually record in the closet in the studio. We'll see how it works.
It is hard to beat a closet in terms of like sound isolation. Right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Then I can kind of keep the mic there, ready to be used. But I guess the main thing I'm excited about is just the space to put the desk and maybe a couple chairs, so much room for activities. Yeah. Have my guitar and stuff there so I can actually use them. They're available, like ready to be played,
Yes.
Not like stuck away in my closet.
Yes.
Till I eventually take them out once a year.
That is a big deal.
Because currently the mic is in the closet, which is fine, but my bedroom is pretty small, so there's just, when I'm facing the closet and recording like this, the bed is right behind me. So I put my chair on the bed and put my laptop on the chair to kind of yell into my closet like a weirdo. But it's nice to just have like a dedicated space where everything is set up and ready.
100%.
You don't have to move things around. Because that's like any resistance. I'm sure you've experienced this in filming.
Oh my God.
Like you have your filming room where you have tape on the floor where you're going to put your chair.
Exactly.
You know where your camera's going, you know where your light's going, and most of the time it just stays there.
Yeah.
So it's a frictionless experience. Like, I want to film. Oh, now I got to set up the camera for the 100th time before I can film. Exactly. Right? Or it's just, I got to film. I want to film. All I have to do is sit in this chair and it's all set up. I can go ahead and film, right?
Yeah, no, 100%. Actually, last night I was watching a video for how to create a desk setup. And do you know like Think Media with Omar I forget the guy's name.
Yeah.
But they have some interesting videos on how to set up basically YouTube setups. Because
for filming.
For filming, yeah. Because setting up the camera, setting up the light, getting it right, time after time it is annoying, and sometimes it can like kill the energy that you had. I find like,
for sure.
I'm in the mood to film, but then I start to set everything up, something goes wrong, I get annoyed, and then like my mood is like not as good as it was before.
Yeah.
Whereas if they have these setups where it's like the camera's there, the light's there, and they literally flick a switch, and then the setup is good to go.
Yeah.
And maybe the only thing would be taking the camera off of the quick mount and then putting it somewhere else. But if I had a setup where all I had to do was take the camera, put it on the thing, and press record, then that would be such a smooth setup.
Yeah, then you just get right into your creation. Your idea is fresh and it just makes sense.
Right.
Don't have to move stuff around.
Yeah. So I guess the last thing we'll talk about today is the trip we got coming up. We're going to Bavi. I always say Bavi, but it's Bavi.
Bavi.
Yeah, Bavi.
3 because.
Huh?
Right? 3 because. Those would
Oh.
those 2 words separately have those meanings in some contexts, right?
Bavi, because yeah. We're going to the 3 because area, to a nice little homestay, enjoy some nature, but it's gonna be hot. There's a heat wave right now.
Yeah, this is like mid-July temps.
And
And it's, what month is it? It's still April, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's there's a heat wave. I read about the heat wave. It's killed a few people in Thailand.
Oh, damn.
Because in Bangkok and stuff, it's even hotter. Woo. Yeah, it's very sad for the people who, don't have, I guess, what we have in terms of air conditioning, shelter and stuff. This heat is insane.
Yeah, not being able to get out of the heat for any extended period of time would be brutal, for sure.
Right.
At least we can complain about it while we're driving, and then when we get home, we can turn on the air conditioning.
Yeah.
Yeah. See people in Hanoi here working in construction in the middle of this heat. Like, wow. Even when I was filming the other day outside, I was crouched, and I had my sun shirt on and an umbrella over top of me, and I was filming some fashion video. And every time I stood up, I almost passed out.
Really?
I guess just because it was so hot. Yeah, and that wasn't even for very long, and that wasn't that intensive of a task, really.
Right.
But yeah, just the heat is so brutal.
Yeah, the heat is, and it's not the heat, it's the humidity.
Very true in Hanoi. Yeah.
It is true, though. It is true. And there is that joke that's the,
things dads say.
Things dads say, yeah. The humidity here is no joke.
It is indeed what gets you.
It is what gets you, yeah. So stay hydrated, stay cool.
Pocari Sweat.
Do you drink that?
I do sometimes, yeah. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I remember seeing that for the first time. I thought it was the weirdest thing ever that it's sweat. It was called sweat.
Sweat,
in English, it's very weird to see something that you drink called sweat. Like, I want to drink sweat.
Right.
But it actually tastes good.
It does.
The drink, not actual sweat.
Yeah. Not quite as salty as sweat.
Yeah.
But imagine it's just produced in a factory with a bunch of dudes just running on treadmills. And all the sweat just dripping down, funneling
the sweet drippings
into the large vat. Yeah. Just has the Pocari Sweat name on it. Well, sweat is salty, and I wonder that, and they say when we sweat, I hope I don't sound really stupid here, but when we sweat, we lose electrolytes, right?
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, it's important to replenish those electrolytes.
So if you just drink sweat,
Your sweat, right?
I wonder if that would be healthy or not.
I wonder. If a bit of sweat drips down my lip or something, touches my tongue, is this beneficial? Is this rehydrating or not? You know what I mean?
I think we're going to have to Google that when this is done.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I need a Jamie.
Yeah, pull that up, Jamie.
Jamie, can you look that up,
Google
please?
that for us right now.
For anyone who doesn't know what that means.
Should I Google it right now?
Sure. Do you use Chat GPT app on your phone?
I don't have Chat GPT on my phone.
Dude, okay, watch this. You have to see this. Chat GPT is better than Google. Okay, look. I already got it open, right? I'm going to go to the mic. Should we drink sweat, our own sweat? Does it replenish our electrolytes? Boom, it knows exactly what I said. And ChatGPT says drinking your own sweat isn't recommended.
I was really looking forward to that.
It's the answer we didn't want to hear. Although sweat does contain some electrolytes, it also includes significant amounts of waste products that your body has expelled, such as urea.
Oh, that urea. Got to get that out.
I'm pretty sure that is...
What is urea?
It's in your pee.
We're going to go in a rabbit hole right now, aren't we?
I think so.
I guess that's kind of like the same thing as urine, right? They say if you're stranded and dying of rehydration or of dehydration and you drink your pee, it has so much bad stuff in it anyways, right?
Yeah, I think
I can't actually remember the end verdict. Like if you're about to die, is drinking your pee good?
I think they say you can drink it once.
Oh yeah.
I think I remember hearing.
If you drink it again, then it's like drinking your pee.
Yeah.
Like peeception.
Yes.
Too much bad stuff in there.
Yeah, it's like p squared, and it's just like exponentially worse for you. So moreover,
remember that, kids, only drink your pee once.
Yeah, once, okay? Moreover, sweat is mostly water, so when you sweat, you're losing fluid. Drinking it would be counterproductive because it's already depleted of the necessary amounts of electrolytes for proper hydration.
That makes sense.
So the next logical question is, can we drink our pee? Can you drink your pee if you're stranded in the desert and you don't have any water? You never know when you'll need this information, right? Like imagine on our trip to Bavi, we get lost in the mountains. Good thing we looked it up.
You never know.
Drinking urine in a survival situation like being stranded in a desert is not advisable. Initially, urine can be relatively sterile and mostly water. But as you become more dehydrated, it becomes highly concentrated with waste products and toxins that your body has expelled. Consuming it can increase the burden on your kidneys and potentially lead to faster dehydration and additional health complications.
Dang. So imagine drinking your pee and it doesn't even help you.
Oh.
You know
Yeah,
what I
it
mean?
just makes you more sick.
Terrible experience all around.
Right? So I guess the moral is don't.
Just bring water with you if you go out.
Yeah.
Don't get lost.
And don't go off the trail. Yeah. Stay. Sometimes it pays to just not be adventurous.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stories, again, from Mr. Ballin, stories of people who literally just wanted to try something out. Oh, let's just go this way. What could go wrong, right? Things went very wrong, and it like didn't end well. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much. Yeah, I guess we'll cut right there. As for the audience, as for those of you who are still watching this, if you could understand most of what we were saying, then your English is pretty good. I'd say so.
Yeah.
Because this is how we would talk if we were just sitting out, right?
I was half trying to be a little bit slower, but I don't think I was speaking very slowly.
I was going to tell you, like, slow it down just a little bit, but then I kept forgetting.
Yeah.
But
it's hard to be natural and think about how you're talking.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. But I think it's a good challenge. It's a good challenge because eventually you guys will have to listen to full speed English, right? And it's funny because I was talking a little bit slower and then you were talking more at a normal speed. And so it's good, like, practice. It's like, okay, listen to me. All right, now listening to Luke.
Hard mode engaged.
Hard mode. And, of course, there's going to be subtitles down below. So, but yeah, this is just how to improve your listening. You got to go through the trenches, through the mud.
Got to do it.
Yeah.
Got to listen to stuff you don't understand.
Yeah.
As hard as that can be sometimes. That's what I'm doing with Vietnamese.
Oh, yeah?
And slowly understanding more and more of the words. But in the beginning, it is hard to listen to something that means nothing to you, right?
Right, it's just
sounds
noise.
like noise. But slowly and surely, it reinforces all the vocabulary that you're learning in real life scenarios. Yeah, got to do it.
Some people, I got some emails. Some people told me, like, oh, don't put Vietnamese subs or speak faster. And I'm like, and I'm thinking, well, the Vietnamese subs, you don't have to read them. If you don't understand, you can read them. They're there to be convenient, right? And there to be like, okay, I understood each word in this sentence, but I didn't understand the meaning of the sentence. And so when that happens, you can look at the subtitles, right? To get the nuance of the word. I'm sure that happens.
That happens to me many times.
Right?
I know all of these Vietnamese words. What does this mean? What's the message of this sentence? Yeah.
Exactly.
I think most people would say that because it's hard to see words on the screen and not read them.
That is true.
But most people probably appreciate the subtitles. I know I would. So they can probably just put tape over the screen or something. They can deal with it in some way.
Simple solution. Yeah. Adapt, improvise, overcome.
Yeah.
There are always ways. Are you listening to any channels in particular for Vietnamese right now?
I have been watching Andrew Baebang.
Yeah.
Just because you recommended him, and I don't really know many other channels. So I've been watching some of his vlogs to get used to that natural speech at a normal speed.
Yep.
For when I want that type of input. But it's really helpful to just be in Vietnam where people are speaking Vietnamese all the time, and in situations where I used to kind of ignore all the sound of people talking. I would just ignore it as noise.
Yeah.
Don't understand it anyways. Now I try to just pay attention and use that as a listening exercise, and slowly picking up more and more words, using it. The cat is in the bag.
Oh, yeah. He loves bags.
Using like the real life situations to learn. And it helps a lot because, especially if it's people that I'm with that are talking Vietnamese, most of the time I can pick out the context in their conversation. Like, what are they talking about?
Yeah.
Usually I can pick that out based on what's happening around us. And it's really helpful to reinforce what you know when it's in real life situations happening to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. And I think our brains need that context and extra information to really form good connections and really learn things. The one thing, vlogs are good. I really like when people talk to the camera, but the one thing that's missing is kind of the context, right? Because they are just sitting there and talking. Right. And nothing really changes. I mean, unless it's a vlog where they go around and they're literally talking about what they're doing.
Yeah.
Then that definitely helps. But for the videos where they stand kind of like this and just talk, and you don't have visual cues, visual context, then it could make it a bit harder. But nonetheless, it's still, extremely, extremely important. And the main thing is just don't give up. I just wish Vietnam had some like Breaking Bads or some Better Call Sauls, some really good TV shows. It would make it so much easier to learn.
That would be good, in a northern accent. Ideally for us being in Hanoi.
Right. Yeah. There are a lot of shows, but most of the most famous ones, right, are in southern, like all of the movies on Netflix are basically southern.
Right.
But I think we'll wrap up this conversation here. So yeah, guys, that is going to wrap up our conversation for today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you were able to pick up on a few words, a few phrases. And Luke, is there anything you wanna say before we finish?
It's the humidity that gets you.
All right, guys. So that'll be it for the day for this video. Hope you have a good one, and we'll see you in the next video.
Peace.